Jesus used the same word in Matthew 13. When he's talking about people who were fishing with a big net, and they would pull all these fish in, and then they'd sort through the fish. And some fish were good fish, and they put them in one pile, and some were bad fish, and they throw them back. This is what fishermen did back then. It was like, good for food, good for food. Oh, this one will make you sick. Good for food, good for food. Oh, that one will make you sick. In other words, when Jesus used the word, this translated into wholesome, he almost always used it to refer to food. And he's reinforcing the idea once again that words are like food. Some are hard to take and they'll make you sick. Some are easier to take and they'll make you healthy. Words are like food. Don't let bad food come out of your mouth. Do not feed the people you're talking to unwholesome, bad words that will make them sick, unhealthy, injure them, damage them, maybe even kill them in very significant ways. Don't do that, he said. You see, words have the power to shape people. Actually, we see this all the time, but we ever think about it? We send all the little kiddos off to school, right? Why do we do that? So they can learn. How do they learn? Somebody stands up and words. And what do we expect all those words to do? We expect it to shape our children. Not just what they know, but how they live. When you are teaching, training your children, what do? You use words. Because we just expect that somehow the words will shape them and form them and change them. We ship the kiddos off to youth group or Sunday school or whatever. Why? Because we want words spoken in life that will shape them. I was reminded a week ago today about how powerful words are in shaping other people. And I learned it from one of the most spiritual programs on television. Desperate Housewives. I was meditating and God said, Dave, get up and turn on Desperate Housewives. So I said, God, I must be obedient to you, I shall. Actually, I was just sitting in the chair doing some reading, just not doing anything, and the TV was going, and suddenly Desperate Housewives came on. I'm getting ready to change the channel. Okay? And suddenly, the opening scene, it asks a question. You know, there's a murderer in town. How do such monsters get created? And I thought, that's a good question. I wonder how the Desperate Housewives think they get created. And it told the story of Eddie. This nice-looking, all-American, kind, gentle, meek, helpful boy, who, as it turns out, is actually a serial killer that nobody would suspect. And how did that monster get formed? And I'm like, I'm going to watch this. And what the show was, it unfolded his life. And it demonstrated the power of words. Like, here's what happened to Eddie when he was just a boy. There should really be like volume here.
Just turned 4.
Thank you.
If you're smart, you'll take out jogging now. Don't wait till you're my age. It's too late.
At this point, I've settled for anything. Do the dishes, wipe down the counter. You've given up.
So what's going on in there?
You know what? I am done.
Baby, I said I was sorry.
It's too late, Barbara. I can't take it anymore.
But you can't just walk out. We have a kid.
No, you have a kid. I never wanted him. I never wanted any of this.
Excuse me. Is this your child?
What's it to you?
I'm sure you don't want to be talking like this in front of him.
I was just leaving.
Hey, don't do this. Don't leave me here. I don't want to be alone.
What words were being put into young Eddie's mind and heart? I never wanted you. The mom, don't leave me alone. Alone? And these are the words that began to come into him. And then as the show unfolded, it showed what it was like when he became an adolescent child, and he would have things like this put into his heart.
May I please speak to Eddie?
He's not here.
Oh, well then, maybe you can help me. A few weeks ago, I gave Eddie some advice on how to talk to girls.
Oh, glad someone did. The kid is a lummox.
Yes, well, what I didn't realize is that the object of his affection is my daughter, Danielle. He gave her roses and then more roses, and then I found this in my mailbox.
Oh, big spender. Just like his dad.
It was a lovely gesture. Sadly, Danielle doesn't return his feelings. She spends most of her time with the other cheerleaders.
Say no more. She's out of his league.
No, that's not what I mean.
So what, you want me to talk to him?
Yes. If you could just say something to let him down easy.
You got it.
What's going on?
This lady says you've been stalking her daughter.
I didn't say that.
You just said he's harassing some girl he has no chance with. What the hell do you call that?
I was trying to woo her.
Woo her! Oh my God, that's hysterical.
There's no need to mock him.
Oh, who is mocking? I am thrilled. I always figured the only girl he'd end up with would be blind, deaf, or inflatable. But now that I know how good he is at wooing...
Please don't laugh at me.
I'll do what I want, Romeo. And don't worry. I'll make sure he stops hassling your daughter.
What happens when, year after year, words like that are just put into the heart, put into the mind? No doubt there's a degree of resistance to what happens when they're spoken again and again and again. And in the climactic scene of this episode, Eddie, who now gets found out by Mom, says something incredibly insightful.
Ma, I'm back in the store. Ma? What is that?
Your scrapbook. I don't understand, Eddie. There are all these newspaper articles in here about girls in Fairview who've been strangled or murdered. Why would you collect this stuff? Don't just look down at your feet. You gotta tell me the truth, okay? Did you have anything to do with hurting those girls? How could you do something like this? Oh God, I didn't raise you to be like this.
Didn't you?
I didn't raise you to be like this. And what was his response? Didn't you? Didn't you? Yeah, actually you did. Because the words that you said over and over again formed me in such a way, and he would say that this is just what people do who were shaped by the words I've heard. Now that's just a TV show. And that could be an extreme example, but might I suggest to you that it's an extreme example of what subtly but very powerfully happens whenever human beings communicate to each other, and what happens in the words that go back and forth.